Good evening. I wanted to continue my study and sharing of Proverbs 31, a virtuous wife. And the next verse is 11. From the King James Version, it reads, "The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil." And when I look up, there's an asterisk by no need of spoil. And when I look that up, that means lack of grain. So I'm going to read it again. "The heart of her husband doth solely trust in her, so that he shall have no lack of grain." Now, when I read this, and so I'm the last of the baby boomers, and I had a career for about 14 years before I had children, and worked a lot of hours, and then I was fortunate to get to stay at home with them, and then to go back to work part-time, and I still work part-time. And to me, my interpretation of this is that a husband or a significant other or a spouse, whoever is in a relationship, one of them trusts the other or the wife to provide, to make sure and provide that food is available, grain, food. And so to me, this gets a little controversial with me, because I interpret it, does that mean that the wife, a virtuous wife, is the one who is to provide the food, and that's one of the qualities, and that a husband in his heart is going to trust the woman who provides the food? And in our case, Jason and me, he gets a lot of our food, and we discuss meals. We make them together sometimes. We eat on our own, but he does a lot of the shopping. I do some, but he does quite a bit, and it's a combination effort. And I think over time, and depending on families and individual preferences, I think this is one that is discussed. If you're a couple that has traditional roles, then I think the wife or the husband, but according to the Bible, a virtuous wife will provide the food. Several years ago, when I was trying to understand, when I was working and had 3 children, I was trying to understand how I could do it all, and grocery shop and meal prep, because I was doing most all of it, and I was really trying to go to the Bible to understand what a mom and wife was supposed to do, and I was struggling. And I came across a book called The Mission of Motherhood. And it's by Sally Clarkson, and it's Touching Your Child's Heart for Eternity. And and the back of it says, "No calling is greater, nobler, or more fulfilling than that of motherhood. Every day, as we nurture our children, mothers influence eternal destiny as no one else can. Tragically, today's culture minimizes the vital importance of a mother's role. By catching a vision of God's original design and allowing it to shape your life, you can rediscover the joy and fulfillment that can be found in the strategic role to which God in all His wisdom has called you, for a purpose far greater than you can ever imagine." After reading this book several years ago and studying it, in my heart, I felt that I did best working part-time and being at home with my children, and being involved in most of the food preparation and grocery shopping. It made me happy, and I love food prep. I love preparing a meal for our family, and I like it when everybody sits down, even though sometimes, a long time ago, there'd be lots of discussions that didn't end well, but there's also great discussions. It's a great time for meals. And so I think that's what this verse is alluding to the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no lack of grain. I think there's a trust in a virtuous wife that she will provide that family atmosphere. And so many times it's around the kitchen. I believe the heart of the home is the kitchen, and that's what I think it means. It's having that prepared. That doesn't mean that the wife does everything, but maybe the wife guides it or gives ideas, or is the one silently, strategically deciding on things. It's a huge responsibility in meal planning and grocery shopping, because we try to be nutritious in today's society, and it's a lot of responsibility. And so I think that's what this means. And one of the things that I've always heard is, let's see, the way to a man's heart is through food. I mean, I think that's kind of funny. And so it's great to talk about, and I hope you enjoy reading this verse and giving it some thought. Cooking fresh food, nutritious food, whole grain, seasonal food, all the smells and colors. I know that I love doing that, and is that something that's come down through the years? I don't know. Jason also loves doing it, but as part of Proverbs, I hope you can look at it and think about what it means to you.